It was about a 5-hour drive from Belton, South Carolina to here in Alabama, which is not too bad. I like the house. I like the area. It's really quiet. It doesn't seem to be like a lot of people moving and shaking around. I guess it's just like vacation homes. I just spent like 130 bucks to get my boat and truck detailed this week. Okay, I said I'm gonna show up to this tournament style and profiling, right? Got my stuff clean, mean, and whatever rhymes with mean. I'm not really a rapper, so I don't have any words to go with that, but got all my stuff clean. Get down here to Eufaula, Alabama. I got about a 2-mile dirt road to get to my house. I wasn't happy. I got dirt on everything. It's inside my seats, inside my tackle locker. It's all down the back side of my truck, over my tires. Armor all looks like a bunch of brown doo-doo on my tires right now. I usually almost never use a boat cover, but in a situation like this, I'm more likely to cover my boat because of dirt than I am because of rain. So first of all, thank y'all for commenting on that last video about bass fishermen not being athletes. I think not really many people listen to the video. I think the word athlete doesn't describe us properly. Here's some of the comments on that video. Mr. Grasshopper says, I'd say fishermen are athletic like golfers are athletic. Golfers do have athletic traits, and there are a lot of pro golfers who are great athletes, but it is not a requirement. There are a lot more mental challenges in both sports than raw athletic requirements like running fast or lifting a lot of weight or jumping 40 inches in the air. Just like you couldn't take a bass fisherman and put him on a football field or basketball court and automatically expect the person to contribute. Joseph Knudsen says, yes, anglers are athletes, especially bank fishermen and women who put in miles on a shoreline humping. Wow. Wow. Humping 2 or 3 combos and gear, although limited. I don't think he meant to put humping. John Vicario says, I advise anyone that says y'all aren't athletes to spend time in the boat on a sunny day from 7 to 3 p.m. Then tell them that they have 3 days of it. Exhausting. Let's read another one. A guy that says, while many techniques may not require athleticism, some require much more. For example, jerkbait fishing, muskie fishing, tuna fishing, grouper fishing, and a boat rod. I'm not sure what a boat rod is. I think I'd love to do more topics like this again in the near future. I actually didn't really have time to pack clothes, so I just washed all my clothes and stuck them in the laundry basket. That way you don't have to worry about forgetting anything. Just bring all your clothes. I just got done eating breakfast. Always a busy day. Gotta go do groceries. We gotta go do gas. I noticed that one of my tires is going flat, so it's not going flat, but it's a lot lower than usual, and you don't want to have low pressure on a trailer tire because that's how you get a flat tire. I have the best place to set my camera right here, but I got a little jump pack that I use to jump my boat off in the case I have a dead battery, but it also has an air compressor. So watch this. So I guess you could say this thing saved the day. It's definitely a whole lot better than waiting at a gas station and paying $1.25 for air that doesn't even give you enough air to pump up one tire. So here's something interesting. I just got word that we're supposed to be getting a couple of inches of rain over the next few days, which will prove to be pretty interesting because basically Eufaula is one of those lakes that it fluctuates a lot. It blows out all the time. They can be muddy all the time. It's not uncommon for this lake to flood a little bit, or from what I know. Let me say that. It's not, I just hear a lot of people talking about it being muddy and blown out and so forth. So it's going to rain a lot, but it's probably going to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench in this tournament, because anytime you have conditions changing from practice to the tournament, it makes things weird. I got a problem. Chances are, if you're a fisherman, you got the same problem I got. The problem is, you take a crankbait box like this. It looks pretty daggum organized, right? Well, you go in here, you decide you want this one right here, hot wings. You want to pull him out. Well, you got to do the jangle to try to get that plug out of the box. So I think we got a solution to your problem as well as my problem. So this is the new Plano Edge. You guys have probably seen me using some of these in some of my videos, but I haven't really said that much about it. But let me tell you a little bit about the box. It is obviously got a pretty unique latch on here. Really easy to use. You can use it with one hand. Close it just like that. I guess I use this hand too, but just trying to keep the box still. When we open it up, it does have a waterproof ring around it. It's a little bit harder plastic, but overall these boxes just look really cool, right? But this is the new crankbait organizer. This is the small crankbait organizer that I have here, and I'm going to show you how I modified it. I didn't really like it, honestly, right out of the box. Like, I guess right off of the shelf is a more accurate description. But when I got this thing right off of the shelf, it didn't really work that well, to be quite honest with you. The crankbait box, it had a tendency, I'm going to take some of them out so you can see what I did to it, but this solved all of my problems of having tangled up crankbaits all the time. Now, I know what you're probably saying, well, you're not putting near as many in this box as you would in a normal Plano. And you know what? You're actually right on that. I can't put as many crankbaits in here, but the ones that I know that I'm going to use in high rotation, I can organize them really well. You can see the crankbait box, it came with all of these little spongy, spiky little things right here. But if you use it just the way that it comes off of the shelf, the crankbaits will kind of push themselves out of the little spongy things over time. Like if you just put them in there where I haven't modified it, they'll eventually just work themselves out. So what I did to make this box work a little bit better is, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I just took a pair of little snippets like this, and I would measure the crankbait up, right? Just like that. And I would see exactly where the crankbait would set in the box. I would pull the crankbait out, hold my finger right there, and you can see where I just snipped out one row of the little spikes for my crankbait to set in. And then it goes down in the little spikes and it holds a crankbait perfectly. Okay? See, I'm putting them right there just like that. And I'm going to give it the taste test here in a minute. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I cut the little spots out. Just cut out the little row of spikes. And your crankbait now, instead of working its way in there, the surrounding spikes will kind of hug your crankbait a little bit. And so if you're like me and you see these are balsa handmade crankbaits, and they're pretty valuable to me. These things are like diamonds as far as I'm concerned. The guy that makes them probably won't make many more of them. And I've caught a lot of fish on these baits, so I kind of hold them in high regard. I put them in here. They don't shake around. Look at that. They don't shake, don't move, nothing. Nothing. They don't move around. So what it does, that protects, look at that. They're just the same way I put them in there. They might move just a little bit, but way better than your traditional Plano box. So there's two things that I really like about doing it this way that I want to tell you about. All right, so obviously, when we store our crankbaits this way, we've solved the problem of them being tangled up a lot. But there's one more really important way that I think make this like the best thing since sliced bread, the best thing since toilet paper on a roll, probably the best thing since soap in the form of a bar, probably the best thing since crushed ice, is inevitably you're going to get water in your box. Now I know I said this box is waterproof, and basically that keeps water from when I have it closed from penetrating the inside of it. But what happens when, like tomorrow, when it's going to rain 4 inches and I open the box to get this black and chartreuse crankbait out of here and rain is in my box? What do you do now? Well, they've got two things. They got a water wick system in here. Basically, they got a little silica patch that would absorb the moisture in there. You know, that's cool, whatever, that's great. The thing I like about this the most, your crankbaits are basically suspended in your box by these little yellow spikes. They're not touching the bottom of the box, they're not touching the top of the box. They're suspended and your hooks are hanging. So what it does is it lets all the moisture drain to the bottom of the box, and your bait's basically suspended in the air, so they're never sitting in water. Now obviously if this box filled up like a 1/4 inch of water, you probably got a little bit more problem than just a water ring around the edge if you got a 1/4 inch in your boxes. But the fact that your baits are suspended in the box solved my problem. I like this box. All my imported crankbaits go in the Edge crankbait organizer. That's all I got for you on that one.